Why Picard won his famous Star Trek TNG torture episode explained by showrunner. Star Trek TNG Cardassian torture episode was famously brutal, but Michael Piller explained why Captain Picard was the real winner of his ordeal. Michael Piller laid out why Captain Jean-Luc Picard, Patrick Stewart, was the winner of his famous torture episode from Star Trek: The Next Generation. Chain of Command Parts 1 and 2 was a TNG Season 6 two-parter and is still considered one of the series' best episodes. After being relieved of his command on the USS Enterprise D and assigned to a covert Federation intelligence-gathering mission, Captain Picard is captured by Cardassian forces and subsequently tortured for information by the brutal Gul Mod Raid, David Warner. Although Mod Raid subjects Picard to some unimaginably cruel interrogation methods, Picard ultimately succeeds in not giving up any information about Starfleet. Chain of Command is often noted for the incredible performances of both Patrick Stewart as Picard and David Warner in one of his Star Trek roles as Mod Raid, and its unflinching depiction of torture and forced interrogation. In a 50-year mission, the next 25 years, from The Next Generation to J.J. Abrams, the complete and censored and unauthorized oral history of Star Trek by Mark A. Altman and Edward Gross, TNG showrunner Michael Piller discussed the episode and the creative team's decisions about how to portray the horrors of torture in a way that both honored real victims and made it clear that Picard was the episode's victor. Read Piller's full quote below. Chain of Command wasn't the first time Picard won by surviving. Although Chain of Command is perhaps the most obvious example of Captain Picard's ability to survive some of the worst experiences imaginable, it wasn't the first time he had done so in TNG. Picard is a survivor in general, and before Season 6, had pulled through remarkably well after being assimilated by the Borg in The Best of Both Worlds, another famous TNG two-parter. Although Picard's trauma from his time with the Borg was explored in subsequent episodes and movies, he demonstrated the same ability to keep going after that ordeal as he did during and after his torture in Chain of Command. Although Chain of Command is perhaps the most obvious example of Captain Picard's ability to survive some of the worst experiences imaginable, it wasn't the first time he had done so in TNG. Picard is a survivor in general, and before Season 6, had pulled through remarkably well after being assimilated by the Borg in The Best of Both Worlds, another famous TNG two-parter.